स्वादयन्निह सर्वेषाम् त्रय्यन्तार्थम् सुदुर्ग्रहम् स्तोत्रयामास योगीन्द्रः तम् वन्दे यामुनाह्वयम् नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः यत्पदाम्भोरुहध्यान विध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहम् यामुनेयम् नमामि तम् स्वधर्मज्ञानवैराग्य साध्यभक्त्येकगोचरः नारायणः परम् ब्रह्म गीताशास्त्रे समीरितः श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि.
Okay. If necessary, at the end of the session, I will give you although the gist from Tamil. And Vedanta Deshika has also done a presentation in Tamil, rather a poetic presentation of the Gitartha Sangraha in Tamil. Therefore, that also will give you some additional input, and we will take it up after 11th verse. Every day I would like to tell you something from Tamil, so that it will be complete, apart from the Sanskrit commentary and the original, namely Gitartha Sangraha Yamunacharya. Again, we have to resort to the Gita Bhashya of Sri Ramanujacharya in order to understand, and we must also understand first literally the verses of Bhagavad Gita. That is also there. So we are leaving the original, we cannot go on reading the commentaries and understand. But the original also the original flavor must be felt, smelt also.
So
the aroma of Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. So do you think that we should have read Gita Bhashya first?
No, I felt, because you chose this rightly, because you go from the small to the big.
Right. That's what I thought. I thought it was small, but actually it's very big.
Yeah, the small in the sense quantity. It's only 32. And when we go as initiated by Yamunacharya is Guru for Ramanujacharya. And therefore, it is better that we go from the first Guru to the next Guru. And fortunately, this book is available to us by the senior teacher. Then we go to the, of course, that Gita Bhashyam is very, very elaborate, including the first chapter, which is not commented by Adi Shankaracharya. We have only his commentary from the second chapter. And in the Gita Bhashya also is very crisp and brief also, I would say. Instead of reading all the 700 and odd slokas of Bhagavad Gita, it's easy to read Gita Bhashya. Of course, you have to understand the spirit by the Sanskrit grammar. So let us take the 11. Keshavdas Swami will read the Sanskrit part of it.
Swayatatmyam prakrityasya tirodi sharanagatihi Bhakta Bheda Prabhudasya Raishyam Saptama Uchyate.
Swayathatmyam Prakritya Asya Virodhihi Sharanagati. Then Bhakta Vedaha Prabhuddhasya Sraishyam Saptama Uchyate. Can anyone read the English translation?
In the 7th chapter are taught the truth about himself, his obstruction by the Prakriti, trustful refuge in God as the means for clearing this obscuration, and the varieties of devotees and superiority of the man of wisdom among them.
Can you show it both to the English and Sanskrit text? It is enough if you have it in English. Yeah. Okay. So 7th chapter, Saptama Uchyate will be Saptame Uchyate. So in the 7th chapter, Uchyate it is said. And number 1, Swayathatmyam. So Swayathatmyam is Swa refers to the Supreme Soul. Yathatmyam is original nature. That is truth about himself. Means original nature. Yathatmyam is as is, where is condition. How he is in original form. That is Yathatmyam. Swa means the soul, his own soul, namely Supreme Soul, and then the original form. Then, again we understand that this Swa can also refer to the individual soul, because we already saw that starting with the two aspects, Jnana and Jnana and Ananda. Jnana and Ananda. Jnana in wisdom and in the bliss, we are equal with the Almighty. So Swa, if it refers to the individual soul, then the next Prakritya Asya Tirodhihi Sharanagatihi will go with the individual soul. But the 7th chapter first initially gives us the nature of the Supreme Soul. So Prakritya is again, as you know, the matter, the primordial matter, but it is what we call inert matter, Achetanam, but it gives a lot of trouble. It doesn't mean literally as nature here, but it's again called Prakriti. That's why translation also contains only Prakriti. It's a matter of concern. It's a matter that affects our life in this world. So Prakritya, by the Prakriti, Asya meaning of this, namely of this individual soul. Then Tirodhihi is obstruction. Again, it can be applied to the Supreme Soul. Swa can be Supreme Soul as well as the individual soul. The first one is Asya Tirodhihi will be an individual soul as soon as it is born here in this world is hidden from the vision of the Supreme Soul. Therefore, Tirodhihi is obstruction of the vision. Obstruction of the vision. Then the solution to the problem is Sharanagati. Again, taking to the individual soul, the problem with the individual soul is the individual soul cannot understand Almighty. Asya Tirodhi. Asya Tirodhi, so who affects that? Prakriti. No, in the case of Supreme Soul, there is no role for Prakriti. Please understand. Prakriti doesn't play any role. Prakriti cannot affect the Supreme Soul. Prakriti has no influence on the Supreme Soul. Prakriti is only a production of the creation of the Supreme Soul, but it doesn't hamper any activity of the Supreme Soul. Therefore, the word Prakritya will apply only to the individual soul. So, Prakritya asya tirodhihi. Then that means the what we call the Maya, the illusion, that is a result of our birth here. Immediately after our birth, we get deluded in the mind. We get confusion in the mind that we don't understand who God is. Till we are born and till we are in the mother's belly, we have bliss and we have the wisdom. But as soon as we come to the world, then we have got to, as I said earlier in the discussion, Shatavayu affects us. So air called, what you call again, what you call the bad quality, the bad air affects us. And Maya, a screen comes in between. And the screen is produced by Prakriti. That is the connection. Then Asya Tirodhihi. Then if you want to take away the screen, remove the screen, then Sharanagati is the solution. We understand now how sharp the words of Yamunacharya and Gitartha Sangraha. Now what he wants to say in this the 11th verse is, these are the topics dealt with in the 7th chapter. That is what he wants to indicate. So number one, Swayatatmyam will refer to both the original nature of the individual soul and the original nature of the Supreme Soul. And then the Supreme Soul has been hidden from the vision of the individual soul because of Prakritya, by the matter, primordial matter. And then finally, Sharanagati is the solution for the removal of the screen or removal of the illusion or removal of the delusion also between the individual soul and the Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul has the attitude of blessing the individual soul with vision. And the individual soul is aspiring to have the vision of the Supreme Soul. So Sharanagati is the only what we call parenthesis, hypothesis to start with. Though please understand, Lord is the only upaya, only means. Whether he is called Siddhopaya or Sadhyopaya, Sadhyopaya is supposed to be what we call Prapatti or Sharanagati, meaning Sadhya means something which is possible to achieve. That is called Sadhya. Upaya means the method, strategy, approach, the road. Sadhyopaya is Sharanagati, as we say. But who helps us to do Sharanagati? It is the Lord. All our actions of Sharanagati are His actions. Has been referring to Sattvika Tyaga, and therefore He makes us surrender to Him. And therefore He Himself gives the solution. He Himself creates problems by creating the world. And of course, when the problems are created, we ourselves are producers of our problems. Starting with the very first birth, we always get involved so much that we do a lot of good deeds, bad deeds, and then we get into the net. Then we could not come out of the net. Then we seek the help of God, and He blesses. Now the fourth point is Bhakta Beda. Bhakta Beda. There are types of devotees, the varieties of devotees. We are going to see the variety of devotees later. Of course, again, maybe I think three people, or can say four people, as we said, Artharthi, Moksharthi, then Jnani, and so on. Then Prabuddhasya, Now, this is next topic. Each topic is different. Swayathatmyam is one, Prakritya Asya Tirodhi is two, Saranagati is three, Bhaktaveda is four, then Prabuddhasya is five. So Prabuddhasya will go with Sraishtyam. So a realized soul, a realized individual soul is called of the realized individual soul is called Prabuddhasya. So he has understood God, and what is Sraishtyam is the greatness, the maximum greatness, the what you call superlative word, the maximum greatness of the Prabuddhasya, a realized soul. These five top, one, two, three, four, five. Five topics are dealt with in the seventh step. And in English, we understand trustful refuge in God as the means for clearing this obscuration. The obscuration is called Tirodhi. I told you just hiding, deluding the mind. The screen in between. That's what we call obscuration of, namely in Sanskrit, Tirodhi. Tirodhanam, we also say Tirodhanam. Yamunacharya is very careful to shorten the word, give abbreviation of the word. It becomes Strilinga word, whereas Tirodhanam is Napumsakalinga word. It contains 4 syllables, whereas here it is just 3 syllables. This is how our dictionary of synonyms are used. The dictionaries of synonyms written by Amarasimha, court poet in the court in the kingdom of Vikramaditya, the second Chandragupta Maurya. So here, so Amarakosha gives this. Then, so Tirodhi is obscuration. Now, trustful review. You know the angas of Sharanagati, limbs of total surrender. First one is Akinchanyam, Karpanyam, what do you call helplessness. The second is Pratikulya Varjanam, avoiding the don'ts. Then Anukulya Sankalpa, deciding to do the right action. Then Goptrutva Varanam, choice of the protector. Rakshishyati iti Mahavishwasa. That is what we call trustful refuge. We understand that we will be protected. There was no escape. That's what Alvar said. Vinnaham Puguvadu Mannavar Vidhi. It is the fate of the mortals of this world to enter into heaven called Vaikuntha. Vinnaham is heaven. Vinnaham Puguvadu Mannavar Vidhi, as though we cannot escape. Meaning, Lord Shivan Narayana wants to bless us rather than binding us to something. So here, the last one, varieties of devotees is Bhakta Vedaha. Superiority of the man of realization. I think the word is not seen in the screen. The superiority of the man of wisdom. That's what we call Prabuddhasya. I told you, realized soul. Among them, among the bhaktas. Bhaktas can be many, but realized soul is only a few. In the 7th chapter, you get all these 5 talks. And this is the beauty of this verse. All the words are in short form, and then, use this to give the essence of the 7th chapter. Again, very nicely given a chapter within brackets because the word is not there. There are only 8 syllables per quarter. Next. You can have discussions, I told you. Interruptions are welcome. Again, the commentary, I think, does it continue after 58?
Yeah. So you're asking if anybody has any question at this time about the main verse.
Now there was a discussion on the prapannas and non-prapanna. If there are non-prapannas, the prapannas are not supposed to make fun of them, make a mockery of them. A non-bhakta is there, a non-devotee. An ordinary person is earning money by sometimes unfair means. He uses all kinds of strategies to earn money, to live happily in this world. So don't try to find fault with anybody, he said. That is the qualification of a prapanna. Any prapanna would not indulge in what we call gossip, picking holes with others. That is one of the highest qualities of prapanna. That is why a prapanna can also be equal with a wise person. Though a prapanna initially may not realize, and we don't accept as we know already Jivan Mukta concept. In this life we don't realize. Only after the death we realize. Here, therefore, the prapanna should not talk ill of any other person. All other persons whom we want to criticize will lack anything. In a sense, for example, in Shiva Vaishnava Sampradaya, we have got Tapta Samskara, the Shankha Chakra Lanchanam. There is no, I mean, he has not taken up. He has not gone to a preceptor. They have no Tapta Samskara done. Therefore, he has been given a name. He lacks something. The second is, he does not wear any urdhva pundram. All marks of the forehead are absent. All marks are absent. So he is not following any discipline. This goes on like that. He doesn't approach a preceptor at all. And a man does not seek a preceptor. In all these aspects, we are not supposed to compare ourselves to others and say we are better off and they are fools. In that way, no insult, no offending the modesty of anybody, a non-prapanna by a prapanna. That is the beauty of discussion today. We normally criticize, we give negative comments. Very easy to do that also, and we tend to do it often also. Not only frequently we do that, trying to find fault with others. In Tamil also we have a Tirukkural. It is clearly said, Tirukkural is a Vaishnava Grantha. All the Vaishnava tenets are given in 1330, what you call, it's called in Tamil, 1 and 3/4 lines. Not even 2 lines. Onne Mukkaladi. 1 and 3/4 lines in Tamil. Just in 1330. All the Vaishnava philosophy is given. So it says, Edilar Kutrambol, Tan Kutram Kangetpin, Tidundo Mannumuyir. Meaning, you are, as an individual soul, you have no folly, you have no blemish. If you don't find fault with others, but you find fault with yourself. And this is what we always say about Tiruppavi Andal Godadevi's it's a 15th one. Elle Ilankiliye, Innum Murangudiyo. In that Pashuram, Divya Prabandha, we have the word Nanedan Ayuduha. Whatever happens in our life, when we especially suffer, When we are happy, we don't blame others. We are not blaming others for our happiness. We say we appreciate ourselves. We of course with humility say that we are blessed by God and so on. But when we suffer, we want to blame others. Then so find out your own fault and never expose others' fault. Though you may understand, don't try to publicize the fault. That is the essence of this seventh chapter. Again, any, I think Yashoda Swami expected some participant to share their own thoughts.
Yeah, if anybody else has some questions or comments, I have some, but others can start. Okay, so let me start then. Okay, so I am very, very happy at this to read the seventh this verse 11, coming to the seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and the reason why is because here, and we're going to see in the commentary also by Vedanta Deshika, but in the actual Mula text by Yamunacharya, we see the word Sharanagati clearly given. Up until now, I have not seen him use any word, direct word for property or Sharanagati. So this is making me very happy that he's directly showing that, because the reason is because some people, especially foreign scholars, they'll say that this idea of property came only later, even after Ramanujacharya, and that Ramanuja and Alavandar, they haven't actually shown. They've talked about bhakti, but they haven't really talked about property actually as a separate upaya. But here, he specifically uses the word Sharanagati, so that makes me very happy, because it proves to me that right from the beginning, or even from before Alavandar's time, this doctrine of Sharanagati was there, and as is said, it is coming as a nyasa vidya from the Upanishads. So that is making me very happy today. That's the first thing. Of course, before we heard about the Bhakti Veda before in the 7th chapter, I think 15th and 16th verses talk about the 4 types of people who surrender to God and 4 types of people who do not surrender to God. Arto Jigyasa, Artati Jnani. Here, Yamunacharya is he's saying that the superior person is the Jnani, is the person who knows, who is in knowledge, and that is also stated, I believe, in 7:17, that Krishna says that that out of the 4 types of persons who surrender to me, the man of the Jnani is considered higher by Krishna himself. So that also we discussed before about the 4 types of persons. Here the synonym prakriti is hiding the prakriti, meaning maya or ajnana, avidya, hiding the nature of the soul, or hiding the nature of the supreme soul. Even it is very interesting, because of course we don't know the nature of the Atman, of the nature of the individual soul, of the we don't know the nature of that, because of our as Swami said, because of our ignorance, being covered by prakriti or avidya or maya after coming out from the mother's womb. But we also don't know the supreme. We also don't know the supreme. But the analogy is given just like the cloud. Cloud is covering the sun. Actually, the sun is not ever covered. So the Prakriti is like that. The Maya is like that. It doesn't affect the sun. The cloud never affects the sun. But because we stand under the cloud, we don't see the sun. So similarly, because we're covered with Maya or ignorance, we don't see the Supreme. We also don't see our own Atman. So this I think is the first time that the word Prakriti is being used as a synonym for Ajnana or Avidya or Maya. That I think is very important also, because we have to first of all understand our position. Tattva Hita Purushartha. The Tattva is the truth of our position. What our position right now is that we're covered with ignorance. We're ignorance of our own soul and ignorance of the Supreme Soul, and that is because of Maya. So we have to understand that first. The very first thing we have to do is understand Tattva, our position. Then, also in the same verse comes the way out from that, Sharanagati. How to get beyond that. And I notice here that although in the last 11, we're up to verse 11, the last 10 verses we've been talking about karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. We're talking about all these other things. But here clearly in the 11th verse, he says the way out from Maya is Sharanagati or property. So we don't see him saying, oh, you can get out from Maya by karma yoga, jnana yoga, or bhakti yoga. He says, no, clearly Sharanagati is the way out. So I think that's also a very important point. And that's what I got from this. I think this is, to me, this is a very important verse, because it clearly shows Tattva, Hita, and Purushartha all in one verse. So I'm very, very happy about this verse. So that was my comment. I'm sorry, I don't really have any more questions about it. It's just I'm loving this verse.
Right. So we'll go to the commentary. I think it's a short paragraph. Next is a short paragraph, 58 or. And if it is, it continues further, we will take it up next step. Yeah, Tatra Bhashya. So 58. Tatra Bhashyam, Tatra there, meaning the Sri Bhashya. Sorry, Gita Bhashya. Tatra Bhashyam. And Saptame in the seventh one. A very long word. So Tavat. Saptame is in the seventh one. Tavat is a word generally used for talking continuously. We have the word supposing, nevertheless. We give a lot of words to add to our what we call slow talk. So Tavat, then Upasya Bhuta, these two words are there. Then Parama Purusha, Swarupa, Yathatmya. So it is given as Swa Yathatmyam in very simple terms, in just one word in the Gitartha Sangraha, original. The commentary gives you an elaboration. Who is Swa? Swa is Paramapurusha. Again, what is Yathatmyam, or the original form? So what is referred to as original form? Swarupa. Swarupa is the natural original form of the Lord, Paramapurusha, the highest living, being. So Yathatmyam is the true nature. Then what is the necessity to have what we call Paramapurusha? The Upasya Bhut. He must be meditated upon. So Bhuta means has become. Bhuta means has become. Upasya Bhuta fit to be worshipped. So Upasya Bhuta Parama Purusha Swarupa Yatatma. So by understanding the original nature of the Supreme Soul, we will then immediately come to a conclusion that it must be worshipped. Upasya. Then Prakritya, by the nature or by the matter, the primordial matter is called Prakriti. Yashoda Swamiji equated it with Maya, but it's not exactly Maya, but so it's a part of Maya. It does the work of Maya. Maya is termed illusion, and by Advaitin it is very much different. Prakriti, because they say the Maya illusion is also a part of the Brahman, the Lord Almighty. We don't accept that. Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya doesn't accept the Maya as the part and parcel of the Almighty. Because you can have never Maya, what's called illusion. So Prakritya, Tat, not Tarodhanam, but Tirodhanam. It is T-I, T-A-T-T-I. Tat Tirodhanam. The problem, I don't know how these printing errors creep in. Tat Tirodhanam. Yeah. Tirodhanam is given as shorter form, 3 syllables, Tirodhihi. Tirodhi. So Tat Tirodhanam is hiding that. What is that? That hiding. It has no power. This Prakriti has no power to hide Brahman. But it hides the vision of the individual soul. That's more important. It's not question of hiding the Supreme Soul. It has no power to hide the Supreme Soul. Please remember that. Only this side. The individual soul is prevented from seeing. That's all. And that is because it is bad effect of the illusion, Maya. So Tat Tirodhanam, so Prakritya, by Prakriti, the vision of the Supreme Soul has been impeded to the individual soul. Tan Nivrittaye, in order to solve that, in order to avoid that, Bhagavat Prapattihi, very clearly as you said, Sharanagatihi is given the word Prapattihi in the commentary as a synonym. Bhagavat Prapatti. There are so many kinds of Prapattis also. We can always surrender to anybody. But this is surrender to God only. Bhagavat Prapatti. Then Upasaka Vidha Bedaha is called, otherwise called Bhakta Bedaha. Very simple word is Bhakta Bedaha. Then Bhakta is Upasaka Vidha Bedaha. There are so many varieties of Upasakas. What we call serious and light Upasakas. So we have got what we call Karma Yoga Upasaka, Jnana Yoga Upasaka, then Bhakti Yoga Upasaka, then Prapatti Yoga Upasaka. We are talking of these are 4 divisions. Upasaka Vidha, Vidha Bhedaha, or Vidha Abheda. It can also mean this way. Upasaka Vidha, there are 4 types, and if you take 4 types of Upasaka, they are not different from each other. Now, how can you say that they are not different from each other? Because the final goal is the same. Srivaikuntam is the destination which is common to all the people. Whether there is one prapanna or another one who has been taken care of by the God. Then lastly, Jnaninaha Shraityam cha uchyate. Cha and uchyate is said, it is said, it is thus. Jnaninaha Shraityam. We understand Lord Krishna says Jnani tu atmaiva matam. Atmaiva me matam. Jnani tu atmaiva me matam. He said, Bahunam Janmanam ante Jnanavan mam prapadyate. Tesham Jnani Nityayukto. That's what we saw. So here, Jnanina Sraityam, the greatness of the wise person. It is singular here, but it can be plural also. There can be many people who have realized God. But these are the topics dealt with the seventh chapter. So how Lord Almighty, Lord Sriman Narayana has the original form to be worshipped. Then how does Prakriti affect the vision of the Lord from the eyes of the individual soul? Then what is the solution is Prapatti under the feet of God. And then Upasaka Vidhabeda. There is no difference between these four types of bhaktas. Jnaninaha Sraityam. Very carefully pronounced Sraityam. Because Shreshthasya Bhava, the attitude of the best. Here it is Jnani. So Jnaninaha Sraityam Cha and Uchate is being said. It's very simple. Almost like translation, except for a big word, compound word for Vishwayathasya. Any put for discussion.
So just like I said before, here in the commentary, he translates Sharanagati, just in case people think Sharanagati is something different, he translates it as Bhagavat property. Vedanta Deshika is saying that Sharanagati means Bhagavat property. So I think it's very clear.
Yeah, because Sharanagati is manifold in Ramayana. Even Rama surrendered to the king of ocean. Three Jata, it is said, Three Jata Sharanagati is the best in Ramayana. Three Jata is a lady, she is the daughter of Vibhishana. Sometimes she is called the wife of Vibhishana. No, she is the daughter of Vibhishana. Vibhishana is the only non-vegetarian in Sri Lanka, a good demon, and his daughter is Sri Jata. Sri Jata surrendered to Janaki, Sita. Then Sita assured her that the demonesses who disturbed her for almost 8 months plus, they will be released. They will not be harmed. That is what Sita assured by the Sharanagati of Srijata. Of course, Srijata did not ask for her own protection because she is a good lady, daughter of a good father. And therefore, here, but all others, even Vibhishana Sharanagati. Vibhishana Sharanagati is elaborately dealt with Vedanta as a book, separate book. And Vibhishana's aim was to get the kingdom from his elder brother, Ravana. Here, of course, in moksha, we don't expect anything as human beings. We need only the preeti, the affection of the Lord. That will be or you can say kainkaryam. We wish to do service to the Lord. Whether it is Vaikuntham or this Leela Vibhuti. That will be the nature of what we call realized soul, Prabuddhasya. So this paragraph is very short to tell us how Beautiful. I think in 11, is it continued with another paragraph of 2 in commentary?
You want to see the next part of the commentary?
No, just to have a whether the 11 is continued or we go the next is 12.
Yes, 11 is continued.
Oh. Yeah. 59. Oh, Maya has been explained. And also Swayam.
Yes, I have prepared the Gita verse and also the verses from Svetashvatara Upanishad also.
Yeah. 4:9 and 4:10. We will take it up in the next session.
Yes, if you want, we can also look at the commentary by Ranga Ramanuja of on these verses in Svetashvatara Upanishad.
On the Upanishad, yes.
Yeah, I have everything prepared.
We need them because without which the Shvetashvatara Upanishad cannot be understood deeply. It can be, we can understand the facial meaning of the words in scripture. But we need Sayanacharya or some other person to give us meaning of the scriptural word.
I don't know if I can find. I mean, if you want Shainacharya's commentary, what I have is I have the commentary by Ranga Ramanuja and by one Ramananda Muni, which
Upanishad Bhashya, we follow Ranga Ramanujacharya's Bhashya.
Right.
Whereas the other parts of the scriptures, when we take the Veda Bhashyam, then we will take up Sayana Bhashyam.
Sayana Bhashyam, yeah, okay.
Only here, this is only Upanishad Bhashyam. Under Upanishad Bhashyam, it is enough that we learn
Ranga Ramanuja.
Ranga Ramanuja.
Right.
He is a sannyasi.
Right. Or in case Ramanujacharya has commented using this verse in Gitartha Sangraha, then we can also check that.
Yeah.
Okay, so are there any other questions or comments right now?
Shanta Madam will say, so I'm always clear, but I don't know how much clear I am. Or you must what we call substantiate your claim that I'm clear.
Okay. Next time, Mama. Next time.
No, okay. Do it later.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to do it immediately, but the only thing is, you what you call you brood on that.
Yes.
This is what you are expected to do. I mean, not only you, anybody who is hearing the Bhagavad Gita Sangraha, Gitartha Sangraha, we have to brood over it and make a lot of thinking on this concept, whether they are as you feel, whether they are acceptable or non-acceptable, whether they are understandable or not necessary. Are they necessary or are they out of tune? Then we don't need them. Whether we don't need them or not. Why so much elaboration? I mean, people today also the discourse giver rather was saying, why lot of details on property? Why minute details? Why so many? We feel unnecessary details on property. These are all to give a forcible stress upon that. Because otherwise we tend to forget it. There's a lot of repetition is there. Same concept as is differently presented, and therefore there will be some involvement and it evinces us. We evince interest on them. Thank you so much. And we will go to Taniyan if no other commentary there. And you were telling that Govindacharya Swami has some questions at the end. And I wanted to know whether Govindacharya Swami has been given reply for all his mails so far. If at all something have been missed, I want to furbish the information by getting reminded. So, Shanta Madam and Malin.
So I don't know if Govinachari texted me that he was on a call. I'm not sure if he came back from the call. So
Right.
I don't know if he heard your question to him, that whether he's satisfied. He's sending a lot of emails to you, is it?
I mean, he has been sending on 2 or 3. And I must answer your question, your email, the latest email. There are 1 or 2 very small, unnoticeable mistakes, like Anuswara missing in your, what they call Yajnopavita Pratishtha.
Right.
I think you have sent Yajnopavita Pratishtha.
Yes. Yes.
I'll give you only small mistakes.
That is actually a question of Govindacharya for me, which I copied out from Gopal Deshika Anikam.
Okay.
And so I just wanted to send it to you to correct make sure the Sanskrit is correct. And but that was not my question, my actual question. This is his question. But my actual question was more about the Apastamba Dharma Sutra text, which I sent you with the commentaries, 2 commentaries.
Yeah.
That I sent you quite a while ago. So
you have sent the mail, no?
Yeah, I sent the mail of that. But if in case you want some reminding,
What is the topic under Apastama Dharma Sutra?
The topic in Apastamba Dharma Sutra is there's a sutra that says that women cannot do the homa. Striya na juhuyat.
And
But there's a commentary by Sudarshanacharya, and it seems to say that the reason why women and people who are not initiated cannot do the homa. People who have not taken Upanayanam, they cannot do the homa.
Today I discussed with my friend, a young friend who attends 3 sessions. One by Mannargudi Rajagopalacharya Swami in Chennai. The second one is by Mrs. Radha of Mumbai. A very elderly lady who has learnt everything from the preceptors like 45th Villivala Maria Singer and so on. She is also vociferous. She is also rebellious. And this my young friend is learning. He said, why women are prevented for certain things? They say they said that they have no pancha samskara done, and if at all it could have been done, they cannot give pancha samskara to anyone else. Then I retorted by saying, because it is male-dominated society, we are not offering that. We are not sharing the responsibility. But again, we always quote that there were some female sages like Gargi, Maitreyi, and so on, who have been initiated earlier. They follow all the procedures adopted by men, and in the modern times, they have taken up the reins The ladies have taken up the reins in Maharashtra and Orissa, especially, to perform all rituals connected with our religious function. Now, that is different. So here, what I mean, why is this? The reason given, it is not because of the biological difference. It is not because of the what we call the 3-day asaucha, impurity. No, that is not. Though they say, I have not seen the pramana yet from the scriptures. They say it is available in the scriptures. How they should not be involved. Now, generally it is believed it's only what we call diversification of the portfolio. When I would also say that when a lady imparts knowledge on the Vaishnavite philosophy, we lose the opportunity. Men lose the opportunity to do so, so that they will take the lion's share.
What about in Sri Rangam you have Dr. Premananda Kumar?
Yeah, she has been giving inputs, but she is not a regular conductor of sessions.
I also noted in Chennai at the Sanskrit College, Dr. S.S. Janaki.
Yeah, she was more student of literature. She is an what we call connoisseur of literature. In acting, she is good in acting dramas in Sanskrit and so on. She takes to the example of her preceptor, Dr. V. Raghavan, and she has no. I think she had no interest in Vedanta and so on. She was not teaching Sri Bhashyam, either of Shankaracharya's Bhashyam.
I also noticed in Melkote that M.A. Lakshmi Tadacharya's wife, Goda, and his sister, they're also scholars in Sanskrit.
Scholars in Sanskrit is different from scholars in philosophy. No, not different in the sense only Sanskrit literature contains philosophy also. But they have stopped with learning Sanskrit literature. They have not gone deep into philosophy. It's called Bhagavad Shastra. We call it Bhagavad Shastra. They have not gone into the scriptures to read and give meaning. That is why we have divided our responsibility to make it easy for everyone.
Right, but in the ancient times, in the old days, they used to have specific education for different people to take up different responsibilities. But today we have secular education, and we have women who are becoming engineers, women who are becoming scientists, women who are becoming philosophers. So we have everybody is getting equal opportunity with the secular education to choose the path that they are interested in.
The latest video that I watched here, forwarded by a friend, is a historian by name Sahana Singh. She gives a very great, clear history of the past India. She knows a lot of Sanskrit. She is stressing upon the history of Nyaya and Mimamsa. That is, but she was talking in English because I think her language, mother tongue is Hindi. She talks in, and she wants to help people to understand the old methods of teaching, and you want to revive the tradition. That's what I understand.
So if she talks in English, you can send me the link, and I also would like to see.
I'll send you the video. When I talked to a doctor, oncologist in New York, he said he has listened to her earlier. A great historian. So many people, many ladies have come up very well in many fields. But very few are in the field of philosophy. Philosophy in the sense we are talking about the special Sri Bhashyam, Brahma Sutra Bhashyam of all the receptors. That's what we are. And in the case of Prapatti. Okay, so let's have the Taniyan.
Ramanujadaya Patram, Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam, Srimad Venkatanathayam, Vande Vedanta Deshikam.
Madam.
कवितार्किक सिंहाय कल्याण गुणशालिने श्रीमते वेंकटेशाय वेदांत गुरवे नमः.
I always appreciate your patience and sustained interest in listening to me, who is I can call myself a novice.
Today's verse is I'm so happy about today's verse. I'm telling you, today's verse was make me very happy.
Govindacharya too.
Yeah, I think he's still on.
Yes, Swami, very much.
He came back.
Anything about Prapatti?
So Govindacharya, Swami was asking if you got all your doubts cleared from your multiple emails to him.
No, I didn't send. I only sent two of them.
I see.
One of them was to talk about the Pratishta, which you sent, and the other one is still asking him about Ekadashi and Apastamba Sutra, where he said that there's a pramana about broken rice and Ekadashi. So it's only that. So only those two.
Okay. So you have many more emails to send then. Is that it?
No, I don't. But
okay. All right.
I can certainly think up some.
But I think you have noted your Sattvika Tyaga for your astrological prediction.
Yeah, definitely. I have that one noted down.
Swami, I have a question just now remembered. This is regarding the Akshate, which we get it Akshat from Acharya. Akshate Varde, Akshate Ashirvadam Pandrak. If it's given from Acharya, can we use that to put that Akshate on our children?
Definitely.
Okay. Because Kile elam Pandrak, it falls on the ground, so is it okay?
The only thing is when we use them to scatter over the heads of the youngsters, we see to that they are not trampled by our feet.
Oh, immediate Okay.
So we keep the mantra akshata which we get from great persons, and we can also give to others, just like the prasadams that we receive from the Lord.
No, we offer it on their head. It falls on the ground. So if it falls on the ground, you are saying remove it right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you remove them, also you must not. You are not supposed to use the broomstick.
Yeah, I know. But correct.
Because the broom is dirty, so we have to take it with our hand.
Yes.
Or the cloth, some cloth.
Maybe sweep it with the cloth. Yeah.
But people today cannot bend and do it. Therefore, they use the mop, and mopping also is not good. And,
But the
I'm very,
vacuuming may be okay.
vacuum cleaner, yeah, vacuum cleaner. Today I have what you call the automatic vacuum cleaner.
You have got the robot.
Robot,
So
robot,
it can be cleaned by the robot.
robot.
Okay.
And the joke about
So
it is
the robot, does the robot get some benefit from this?
Achetana, getting blessed.
Achetana moksha.
and there's a joke about it. The procedure to bless the people is as now Keshav Swami showed it by hand, acted like that. Taking the little, not a handful of akshata, a little to stay onto their head. But generally, young people, especially children, immediately they touch the head and remove the akshatas from their head. That I feel as an insult to the akshata. And therefore, they think that akshatas will be what you call interruptions, means rather unnecessary object, foreign object on the head. So you must then you must do like we must all do like Poundarika from Andavan Sampradaya, where he offers in the hand only. He knows that anyway we will be putting our foot on the akshatas when they are scattered in a heavy quantity. Therefore, he gives always in the hand. And
Then what do we do with that akshata? Afterwards, what do we do?
yeah, that's right. That's why the joke was if somebody takes a lot of akshatas, and Andavan used to say, go and make manja pongal.
Okay.
So we are not supposed to use it for cooking.
Oh,
Uh,
I see.
and you know how do you prepare the akshata?
Yes, I know.
Uh,
I use a little bit ghee and turmeric and mix
right.
with the rice. Yeah.
But the very important aspect is you must not have a broken rice.
Oh, right.
Each paddy must be
Full.
broken with the tip unbroken.
Yeah.
The rice tip is unbroken.
I think very few people are observing this
Yeah.
the word itself means unbroken, akshata. But one time I went somewhere and the people I asked people to prepare akshata and they stayed up all night separating only the
Oh
best
my
ones.
God.
And they gave to me, and I said, oh, okay. Then I had some from before. I mixed it in, so they were very upset because we spent so much time doing this. No, normally it's not like this. Normally people don't do this.
When they are broken, we also say that to make a careful preparation, and the Ashirvada will go in vain.
Also, I think it's very that I'm not sure, but my experience is that this akshata, when you go to a matam and they're giving mantra akshata, either the Madhvas or Sri Vaishnavas, the akshata seems to be a type of very small rice. It's not very good quality rice. I don't see anybody is doing akshata, mantra akshata with basmati rice. Yes, exactly. So I don't know.
Yeah, that is because
See for us, we maybe when we do a kumbhastapanam or something like that, punyavachanam, underneath we'll put basmati rice even. So people will think, oh,
It's expensive.
yeah, because see for you and for you it's very easy. You can distinguish immediately. Oh, this type of rice is for idli. This type of rice is for this. You have all different types that you know. For us, we are confused. We're
One
confused.
for the religious function, one for the priest.
We only buy one type. We buy basmati and finished. We use for everything. I used to tell my friends. Actually, I used to tell they used to prepare the pal payasam. You know, the kheer.
Yeah.
And I used to tell them, no, why are you using basmati in this? You should not use basmati because you have to use the small one, because then if you use the long one, you'll be cooking all day. It doesn't break. It won't break. So you have to use the small one. But my friends in foreigners, we don't know this. So we use the basmati even when we're making the pal payasam. Even for making idlis, they'll use basmati. They don't know.
Do you use basmati for idli?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll use basmati for everything.
Oh. Does it come nice?
You know, but I'm saying when in kheer, you should cook it until it breaks a little bit, until it's broken up. The rice will thicken the milk, you know. Yeah,
it becomes a paste.
But if you have to cook basmati till it breaks up, it means a long time cooking.
There is something called a standard of decency, and people used to say, "Why do you expose your torso?"
Yeah, I mean, even in ancient times in Kerala, the ladies also used to expose the torso. In Bali, Indonesia, maybe even only 50 or 75 years ago, the ladies used to expose the torso also. So it was very common in Asia, because very hot climate. Everybody used to expose the upper body, the torso.
Because of the hot climate.
Yeah, hot climate.
Not only that, there was a gentleman saying that when men expose their body and women hide their limbs, then what we get is we have attraction of the opposite poles.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be an attraction between men and women naturally, without even. But I mean, something. Of course, if anybody hides something, people want to see it, right?
In those days, my grandmother did not wear the blouse.
Right, choli. Yeah.
But there was no unnecessary gossip about it.
Right, but when madisa, when the ladies wear the madisa, everything is covered anyway. So even if they don't wear a blouse, they're completely covered head to toe, wearing madisa.
Actually, the men have to wear the low hip vesti, exposing the navel. The dhoti should always be under the navel.
The dhoti should always be exposing the navel. I see.
Exposing the navel.
This was a very burning question with me for a long time. So if you have the Sanskrit pramana for that, we can post that to. I'm sure Govindachari wants to also know the answer to this question. Very important question. But the dhoti exposing the navel, but then the angavastram has to cover that. Yes.
The angavastram will cover the area above the navel.
I see. So the dhoti has to be below the navel, and the angavastram has to be above the navel. So there has to be you have to see the navel. Is that correct?
Yeah, gap is there.
Okay, so I think we need a pramana for that, because that sounds. I don't see this.
I think it should be available in some Drishya Sutra. And again, the Sri Vaishnava's special difference from others is, for example, even Vadagalai Sampradaya is different from Dhanacharya Sampradaya.
Naturally.
That the vastram, the angavastram, the upper garment, cannot be see, neatly folded and then to expose the what you call the borders perfectly. And the borders are seen very beautifully. They actually have what you call alankara.
The Deshika Sampradaya is doing it very nicely, and the Tenacharya Sampradaya is not doing.
No. Dhanacharya Sampradaya, especially Bhattacharyas or even anybody, would take the Angavastram, fold it very neatly.
Fold it neatly.
Yeah, fold it very neatly. It covers the front and back, almost half of the length of the dhoti. And then the borders which you claim yours is good, mine is good, and comparatively, we have the borders, either it is normally it is brown or say today all colors are multicolors are there.
Yeah,
So we are supposed.
Or you have the red and green with the zari, with the jari, you know. With
Yeah. But only the brown is advisable. Brown
only
is the brown. Yeah. So what
Really?
you call tawny brown.
Tawny brown.
Yeah.
I think it's like a almost like it's almost like crimson. Yeah, it's a type of maroon, dark maroon. Yeah.
Dark brown.
Maroon. Yeah.
Yeah, maroon. So that is the traditional one. Today, I mean, you are not supposed to take any other color. Use any other color.
I like the Ganga Yamuna, the two, the green and the red mixed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Later on, the designs came, and we have now the Thiruman Sichornam design.
Right, but we should not wear this in the dhoti.
Before, I mean, below the knee. Yeah.
Below the knee.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Angavastram is okay. I have some Angavastrams with Thiruman.
So it should not again. The purpose of the Panchakacham, you may know as preventing the radiation from the gravitational force, so that the ends are not there facing the earth. No end will be there.
No end will be facing the earth. Okay.
Yeah.
So to let in the earth's radiation.
Yeah, to prevent the earth.
To prevent the radiation of the earth. Okay.
And white is always advisable because it's a hot country and climate is hot, and then if at all you have colors, different colors, the black radiation will affect
right.
body.
So for the men, they should be cool. They should wear white, and for the women, they can be hotter because they can wear different colors.
Their physiological setup is different. Here again, I was telling you the borders. You place the borders one over the other, and if it is just 4 inches broad, then you have got 8 inches border in the Angavastram, which makes you handsome, more handsome.
Yes.
But
I know different people. The bigger the border, the people will be
attracted to it.
Everybody wants the biggest border. Yes, I have some very big borders also. Yes. As a foreigner, I need more. I need the biggest borders. I have to have very big borders. Then I can only be understood to be correct.
And Karunakaraja Swami would say the Angavastram should be so much twisted. Though you take a brush dhoti and then iron it. So the all ironing will be gone. All full. Just roll it down and then use it as underwear.
Yes.
Bind it around your hip.
Yes. Yes. People do this too. They crunch it up after after so many people have done the ironing.
Yeah.
Right. Then somehow people don't appreciate that and they screw it up. Yes. But we also saw. I also saw there's a difference between the dress for the sannyasins in Deshika Sampradaya and Deshika Sampradaya sannyasins are wearing very short vesties. Short vesties, and they have to hold the Angavastra in the hand.
Yeah.
But the Tenacharya Sampradaya sannyasins, they wear longer vesties. There's definitely some difference between the vesties of the sannyasins from different kalais, you know.
A person aspiring to become great in knowledge, this should be the first qualification of a teacher. He should aspire. He should be ambitious to get to the top, and he must be firm in the tradition, in the right tradition. He must be steeped in devotion. Then he must have no folly, no blemish. Then he must have learned scriptures. He must have learned specialized in Upanishads. Then he must have a lot of devotion toward the Lord Sriman Narayana. Then he has all good qualities in his character. He must talk truth. Then he must also understand the discipline corresponding to the times of the life, the times that he is living. He must realize what dharma is, and he must follow the definition. He must have no jealousy. He must have no form, putting up a show. Then he must have control over his sense organ. His intellect should be firm. He should be establishing a relationship, a nice relationship with the disciple. And it should be a long standing relationship. Then he must bless the disciple. Whenever the disciples commit mistakes, he must admonish them, correct them with kindness. Then he must be always a well-wisher to all, whether they are students or not. Then he must be ready to resort to a preserver. Almost there are more than 10 qualities. Now let us take the definition of a disciple. There also you may, all of you may fit in correctly. So he will be, what do you call, he must be ready to dismiss his ignorance. He must be avoiding all kinds of sins. And he must treat everybody equally, especially the classmates. Then he must remember the transitory nature of the birth and be careful about the cycle of birth and death. and he must think nobly, have noble thoughts. Then he must have courtesy. Rather, he must be compassionate. He must be sweet to all. He must be ready to guide. He must become a teacher. A student should become a teacher. And then he must always feel that he is ever indebted to the preceptors. Never the debt can be closed, repaid. And he must become almost like God. Is a godfather, as we say, and he must be worshipable. Worshipable. This is the qualification of a disciple. So,
Okay, and you're reading that from what book?
Nyasa Vimshati.
Ah,
Nyasa Vimshati. It's a 20 verses stotram on what we call total surrender. Nyasa is deposit. That is depositing ourselves, submitting ourselves to the responsibility of the Lord. And it's only in Sharanagati, otherwise called the Prapatti. It's called the Prapatti Vimshati. So 20. Vimshati means 20. So the first two. Number one is the teacher's definition. Number two is the student's definition. And
so this is
again,
also by Vedanta Deshika.
yeah. And this is the only one of the 29 devotional songs which has been given commentary by the author himself in Sanskrit. No other stotra has this privilege. Only this. I don't know why he has given so much importance, but as we know, the total surrender, the Prapatti Yoga is most important in our life. Beyond karma, jnana, and bhakti. Now, the student's definition extends further in just one verse. He must have good intellect. He must have good thoughts. And he must always try to serve the devotees of God. He must be amenable. He must be doing service to such people. And he must have discipline. The character must be what we call perfect, in the sense exemplary in character. Then he must have desire to learn the principles, especially of the three, namely Sattvam, Hitam, Purushartham. These are the three principles. Then he must have desire to do service to the preceptor. He must not have egoism. He must be always obedient and subservient, offering respect to the teacher. Then this is where that I told you, and also you are also happy in expecting a time for questions. He can clear his doubts from the teacher, and he must request the teacher to give him time for asking doubts. And then he must also, just as the teacher has control over himself, he must have control over the 11th sense organ, namely the mind. Then he must have no jealousy. He must be totally surrendering to the preceptor. A small example, a bad example is he must never say the preceptor does not know a particular field. And he must also, according to the normal word which you should have heard, Chatraha. Chatraha is, he has a, why this word Chatraha has been formed according to the Niruktam, etymology of the scripture. Chatram is there. He has an umbrella. He holds an umbrella. Because of the hot climate, he brings an umbrella, or if it is raining, the class is not cancelled. He has to bring an umbrella. So the umbrella is only a symbolic representation of normally, as you know, when you are on hot sun, you prevent the rays of the sun from falling on you, or from the drops of water from falling on you during rain. Here, you hide the mistakes of the preceptor and don't expose it to other preceptors or other classmates that my preceptor did a mistake like that while teaching in grammar, in scripture, and so on, pronunciation, and so on. So many. Not only he may understand the fault, but he must not expose it to others. And therefore, he is called Chhatra. Another name given in scriptures for this disciple is, all of you know, Antevasi. Antevasi, generally in those days, the Gurukulam system was followed. The teacher's house is the hostel. So the students stay in the teacher's house, get all the facilities, minimum facilities, and then maximum facility in education. 24, it's a 24-hour educational program. It's called residential. I studied in a residential university. Normal university was a residential university where the teachers and the students stay in hostel, teachers stay in their quarters, university quarters. Most of them contact each other outside the university hours, outside the class hours. Then they meet, they play together, they learn together, and they move with each other to do many improvements. Then he must have faith in the Shastras, especially scriptures. He must believe, and he must be ready to be tested. He must be grateful, and whatever he wants to specialize, he must ask the preceptor to give him that particular branch of knowledge. This is the long definition of a disciple. And that is what I wanted to say, because such a disciple is called Adhikari, and such a teacher is called again Adhikari. A right person to give, a person with a right to teach, a person with a right to learn. Adhikari in Tamil got a misnomer. We say that a powerful man is called Adhikari, an officer, manager, boss. Adhikari is not that way. Adhikara means R-I-G-H-T. It is not showing power and teacher punishing the student, or student making fun of the teacher, and so on.
So we see that Ramanuja criticized his teacher Yadava Prakash.
That is because he made a mistake, and he didn't reveal it early, in the first instance when he was giving an oil massage to the preceptor. The hot tears from his eyes fell down on the body. Then Yadava Prakasha asked why. Then he said, you have made a mistake in giving the meaning of the Kapyasam. And therefore, I was so sad that I wept. And then Yadava Prakasha, of course, Yadava Prakasha tried to kill him. He wanted to take him to Varanasi and throw him into the Ganges. And initially, so what you call, this is not wrong attitude toward the disciple from the preceptor. That's why the jealousy must not be there. Even envy. And therefore, so afterwards he knew by Govinda, this disciple, that he has got a diabolical plan. And therefore he escaped, then came back to Kanchipuram with the grace of Varadaraja, Lord Varadaraja. That is, so here, But again, Yadava Prakasha became the disciple of Ramanuja. And here there is no age bar to the Shishya Guru relationship. And Kuratalwan, elder to Ramanuja, became a disciple. These are all. And the commandments must be carried out willy-nilly by the disciple from the Prasad. These are all. I wanted to just give you some food for thought, plus how we must believe in Gitartha Sangraha of Sri Amanacharya. Have faith in this saying. Then Vedanta Deshika's commentary, Gitartha Sangraha Raksha, how do we understand and feel one with him, and so on. And Vedanta, for your information, kind information, which I always felt and I am experiencing every day, so elaborate his description that he has never left a stone unturned in the case of Prapatti. So here we say that he is the most clear, most clearest author that we ever had, according to Shakespearean superlative, most clearest. So here, why I say this is, while we read this commentary,
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः।